Hello, everybody. This is Vinnie Tartamella. I'm the co-creator of Through the Woods, the Ghostly Man on Howling Hill, a couple of other projects. I'm also the creator, the sole creator of City of Venus, Dead City, which is live now on Indiegogo. And tonight I have on a very special guest, a good friend, Cerina Vincent. She's an amazing actress, accomplished actress, an author. We're gonna get into a fun little discussion tonight. We're gonna talk about her career. We're gonna jump all over the place, maybe convention stories. We've both done plenty of those. So, Cerina, if you want to say hello.
Hi, thank you for having me. This is the very first time I've ever done any sort of live interview like this. I've done a ton of taped interviews, but I don't ever do anything on camera because my agents tell me not to, but Vinny and I are friends and this sounded like fun. So I'm super stoked to be on your show. And I love it. It tells me everyone can see and hear you. Like no pressure.
No, yeah, don't worry about it. No, it's a fun little conversation. There's nothing to worry about, but I am honored to have you, and I'm very thankful that you wanted to do this as well. Again, so we're giving fans like a little bit of an insight, kind of on you know how we've kind of done things in comics and how close it is to like movie and television, like the behind the scenes stuff. It's very similar. I would think anyway, like an actor's life and freelance.
Oh, I completely agree.
Yeah. So
the life of an artist.
Oh, absolutely.
Whatever the art form is always exciting.
So we have a couple of people who jumped in already. So I want to say hello
Peter.
to them.
Hi, Peter.
Hey, Peter. We got El Gargoyle is in as well. We have my friend Raven. She goes by Coffee and Critters.
Cute.
We have Red Gaze.
Howdy.
Yeah, he's really cool. He's a great guy. In fact, maybe later I'll drop the link in if he wants to chat as well a bit.
Okay.
He's got a great YouTube channel as well, and he's actually he helped me on a couple of my videos for my campaigns, which is amazing.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, because I don't know how to do editing and all that stuff. You know that.
I could barely. I don't. The fact that I clicked this link and this is working is amazing to me. I don't know how to do any of that kind of stuff. So it's all like.
Yeah. I'm glad it was very easy to do anyway.
Yeah, thank you.
That's the beauty about StreamYard. But yeah. So I mean, if you want to start telling people like how you got into acting, we could start there. If you like.
Well, let's see. We'll go way back. I grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I had a mother. My mother was a dance teacher, a ballet teacher.
Oh, wow.
And so we had a dance studio in the back of our house. So it was like our house, and there was a backyard, and there was a giant dance studio where my mom taught all the neighborhood kids.
Wow.
In Las Vegas, ballet, tap, and jazz. So I had this like stage just in my backyard.
Right.
For my entire childhood. So I spent my entire childhood singing and dancing and making up plays, and we had like an attic full of costumes and so this is what I would do with my cousins on the weekend and my brother and my little sister. And
so it was very natural that kind of you got bit by the bug just by getting used to it.
And so then pretty early I was in a theater company when I was like 12, and you would audition for, it's called Rainbow Company. It was in Las Vegas, and still there. And you audition for every play, and if you don't make the play, then you make the costumes, or you do the makeup, or you build the set, or you run the light board, and you really learn what it's like to be on a stage and to be on set. And even at 12, 13 years old, like when we'd have tech rehearsals, we were there for 13, 14 hours a day. Like we really like learned, I really learned a lot, and I loved it. So I wasn't, it's different. Like I was Miss Nevada Teen USA. So like I did that for a minute. I did like modeling and stuff like my teenage years.
Right.
It was really after high school, I moved to LA and I didn't know anybody. Didn't have any money.
It's just, you knew you wanted to pursue it.
I started college and I was living in the dorms, and a Hollywood agent came to talk to our theater class, and I had the confidence to walk up to him and ask him if I could audition for him, and he said yes. And
Oh, wow.
he works at a stagehand in Vegas. Oh, I just was reading someone who
Oh,
checked in there. Very
yeah,
cool. Where?
yeah, yeah. Every now and then, I'll pull up some of the people from the chat.
Okay, what?
But
Good. So anyway, and so I pretty quickly got this agent and started auditioning and going on auditions here in Los Angeles. And I didn't know where I was. Like, it was before I didn't even have I didn't have a cell phone. We had like a pager, and
oh, yeah, yeah,
pull over and like
yeah.
call your pager on the payphone and like,
I remember those days.
yeah. And so that's how I started. And it was just, I mean, really, I hustled. I'm still hustling. And I think that circling back to what you said a second ago about the life of an artist, and if you're not born into this, then it is a constant hustle forever. I've been doing this over 20 years, and it's still every day is different auditions and different opportunities and creating opportunities for yourself. And then when you get them, nailing them so you get more opportunities. And
No, it's that snowball effect.
yeah,
You know?
so that's how it all started. And then again, yeah, like I just booking one job after another, and here we are.
What was your first? I guess your first big break.
So my first series was Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, where I was Maya the Yellow Power Ranger. Anybody watch that? Any Power Ranger fans?
Yeah. Oh, there is a slight delay, just as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there might be like I think it's about like a minute delay.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah, so yeah, once people, if they start saying it and popping up, I'll pull it up as well.
Okay, cool. So Power Rangers was my first series, and I learned a lot on that show. It was great. And the cool thing about that is they just re-released all the episodes. David V says, yep. On Netflix. So like new generations of kids are watching these episodes, even though I did them, 20 years ago. So that's pretty cool.
That is amazing.
I didn't realize at the time what it would mean to be involved in a series like that. And the fact that it is still going and still making kids and adults happy is pretty cool. But after that, my first big movie was Teen Nevada. Yeah. Oh, am I your first beauty queen?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I was homecoming queen too.
Look at that.
Just throw that in there.
All kinds of first tonight.
So, what was I saying? Not another teen movie. Oh, yay, Yellow was your favorite. Thank you. Not Another Teen Movie was my first big studio film.
Oh wow. Yeah, that was a crazy one.
Funny one. Yeah.
How were you with that? I mean, how would you even I don't know, what was the audition process? How does that even work when you get to like that level?
So the script was hilarious. The script is hilarious.
Yeah,
and
the movie was fun.
Getting the script and getting, the audition, and I thought, I don't want to read for this role. I want to read for like a different role. I don't want to read for the character who's totally naked the whole movie, Yeah. And but that's what they wanted to see me for. And I nailed the audition. That character has 5 different accents, and it's spoofing Shannon Elizabeth's character from American Pie. And anyway,
right,
5 different accents.
Wow.
And so I nailed them all, and they offered me the job. And I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think I could do the nudity. And that's interesting, because that was something that I hadn't thought of when I decided I wanted to be an actress, or when I started off pursuing this. I didn't think,
it had to be, it had to be very crazy too, because I mean, not just that, I mean, there were scenes where I remember anyway where you're like in hallways filled with other people.
Yeah.
So it's like, to do something like that, I mean, that takes guts.
It does, but the way they shot it, like I had a robe on the entire time in between takes, and it was
Mhm.
like right when rolling, right when they called action, someone would take the robe, I would do the scene, and
Mhm.
within the scene no one was allowed to even look at me
Yeah,
because
because it was supposed to be natural that
natural. So
yeah, they take it for granted that, oh, yeah, it's just a foreign exchange student.
yeah, exactly. So and then it cut, someone would run over and wrap a robe around me. So it like appeared like I was just walking around naked, of course, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
Um, it was definitely difficult to adjust to. I'm looking at Coffee and Critters comment. But so circling back, I didn't think I could do it. And then
Right.
the role, I think they cast someone else. That didn't work out with them. And then it came back to me. And then
Oh, wow, really?
I got to make, a different decision and decided to do it. And I'm super happy that I did, and I don't have any regrets. But
Cool. Yeah.
it is a big deal. It was a big deal at the time. I wasn't prepared for shooting it is one thing, like getting through doing that on set is one thing, but everybody was amazing and professional, and it couldn't have gone better.
Oh, good, good.
It was the aftermath of um, the judgment from the world and people thinking that it's okay to just comment on your body because you put it out there.
Right. Right.
So all kinds of mean things that people would say.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I
I
can
was
imagine.
young, so I was 21, so I wasn't prepared um, to handle that. I didn't quite know how to handle it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can imagine too. Yeah, being that young, and yeah, people could be very mean and
Yeah,
nasty, and yeah, and that's the thing that we're always kind of pushing against is there is no reason to be like that. At least that's what I like to push anyway. Is be kind to one another. You don't know everybody's story. Don't assume things. And that's part of these conversations why I like to have them, and so more people could understand how
yeah.
other people are. I mean,
I love
how
that
the
you
world
said
is.
that. Like, not to assume, because it's totally true. We can't judge a
Right.
book by its cover, and we can't judge someone based off of what they do. And
Exactly.
could you
No.
do the
So,
accents for us? Some hard-boiled entertainment. I'm so happy to be in America. My price to Becky, yes. I don't use the class schedule, and they come to the school to be object of loss for poor nerds who cannot get American pussy. That's two of them. I
that
think
was
I nailed
fantastic.
them. At least they got the words right, right?
Yeah. No, that was great. That was
So
really good. Oh,
it's
wow.
weird as an act. Oh, you love me on Stuck in the Middle. Yay. Thank you. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, I just got off of a Disney show called Stuck in the Middle, where I play a mom of 7 kids, and it was the best experience.
That is
Well,
great. That's
all my
great. That's great
experiences
to
in my
hear.
career have been great, but like it was really beautiful, and I miss it.
Yeah, I remember talking to you a few times while you were on set too, that how you said how great those kids are and how much fun it is.
I love them. I
Yeah,
love them all.
that's
Like I
amazing.
miss them. Um, they're all very talented and very kind
That's great to hear.
souls, and it was really cool. It was I'd never worked with kids before, and then I got to work with 7, so it was very cool. And I just had
That's,
my very first baby. I have my own baby.
that's right. Congratulations again.
Thank you. 10
For the
months ago.
Yeah, for those who don't know, yeah, that you just found out.
I'm a mama. Yeah.
Oh, we got it. We got another fan.
Everybody wants to be Italian. Oh, thank you. That was
It's
such a
true.
fun movie too. That was one of those movies. Um, Everybody Wants to Be Italian was one of those movies where I got the audition, I saw the script, and I was like, oh, this is mine. This has to be my role. And then it was.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't always happen. The same thing with Stuck in the Middle. I read it and I was like, this is I'm supposed to be this character. I'm supposed to play this role. And
For
I
sure.
had to jump through hoops to get
Well, yeah.
that
Well,
job.
everybody knows Italians have the best moms.
That's
Italians are
right.
amazing. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's 2 for you.
I can make a good sauce. Um, so yeah. Oh, thank you, Coffee and Critters. Thank you. Yeah, it's the best. Being a
That's
mama is the
awesome.
best.
So yeah, let's just jump back for a minute. So
Yeah.
after Not Another Teen Movie, what was like the next film that you did that
Cabin Fever.
Cabin Fever?
So
Right.
all you horror fans out there, Cabin Fever was the next movie that I had. And that totally changed my life and my career because it sort of put me in the map and within this genre
For sure.
community. And we believed in the film. We, as in the cast and Eli and the producers, knew we were making a cool movie,
Oh
but
yeah, I forgot that was Eli Roth.
we didn't know that the world would love it.
Yeah.
So it was very cool to have such a. I mean, some people love it or hate it, but it was a successful, very
Yeah.
successful
Yeah,
film.
I found like the horror kind of whole genre. Those fans are some of the best fans. Because I've dipped my toe in it with some of my projects. My Avatar you see now there. That's from my comic book Through the Woods, which again it's a ghost
Can we talk
story.
about what an amazing artist Vinny is for a minute? You're so good. You're so good.
I'm not gonna fight you on that, but yeah, go ahead.
He's so good, everybody. You know this, but like, I go to these Comic Cons all the time, and not all the time, but enough. And I meet all kinds of different artists, but your stuff stand out in a different way. And I don't know what it is because I don't know enough about the comic genre.
Well,
Like I'm just ignorant to that world, but I know that your stuff is beautiful.
Well, I really, really appreciate that. So, I mean, yeah, I think it's the style that I developed over the years because I was like a portrait artist who also loved comic books. So I kind of like merged the two. But then I have this perfectionist thing about me where everything needs to be very clean and polished. So, like, I think all the work that I do, I try to make it look either as realistic or as cinematic. Not necessarily.
That's what it feels like. It feels cinematic, and
Yeah,
that's why I love it.
for sure.
But
I mean,
everybody listening, we can all take a note from that. That if we're gonna do something, why not do anything? Why not like do it the best way we possibly can? Why shouldn't it be the most polished? It should always be the most polished, most perfect, the best that we can.
Totally. I mean, and yeah, that is the thing. If you're doing something, put your heart into it.
Yeah.
Don't half-ass anything.
Yeah, don't half-ass cleaning your kitchen. Don't half-ass your work. Anything, you know. I try to live by that too, and I obviously half-ass a lot of. You know, we can always be better, but I do.
Thanks, hard-boiled.
Thanks. Oh, he's amazing. So, secret. I'm working on a project that I'm not talking about yet. I'm writing something for tweens, and I want Vinny's art to be very much a part of this. So I'm working with him on this, or I've asked him to work with me on this. And
that's right.
So
we're developing something very cool.
It's very cool, and I'm so grateful that he said yes because it's bringing, you know, what I have in words. It's bringing it to life in pictures.
I'd agree too because it is a very good message. I think it's something that more people need to see. You know, getting that kind of tween genre, I think is very important because yeah, those are the years where whatever they start to learn is really going to sink in and be part of their lives.
Those were the hardest time. It was the hardest time in my life. That 9 or 10 to 14. I mean, you're so confused, and then by the time you're like 15, 16, like you think you know it all, and you're making many mistakes. So you can get kids before that time. Anyway, that's my goal. We'll talk more about that later.
For sure.
Yeah.
Maybe right now is a good little time since we are talking about books. We'll show that you worked on a couple.
I did. I co-wrote 3 best-selling books from HarperCollins.
This is the first one, right? How to Eat Like a Hot Chick. Eat what you love how you feel.
So the first one, so I co-wrote these with a girlfriend of mine, Jody Lipper, who is an amazing writer. She's done a ton of things. But when we did this together, you know, this was 10 years ago. It was just this crazy idea we had to create a line of books for women that were fun and made women feel good. It was during the time when like Paris Hilton and everybody was calling everything hot, and it was also during a time when there was just a lot of like nasty stuff out there in tabloid magazines and things like that. So we decided to redefine the term hot chick to be about an inner confidence and an inner beauty, and celebrating all of your flaws, and instead of a hot chick, something that just
and instead of what they were kind of doing in the bed tabloid type things, you were doing more of a positive spin on it.
Exactly. And so it did. So if you read our definition of hot chick, maybe we can pull that up. I wish I knew how to pull that up, and I would pull that up for you. It's very, I can read it to you. I can pull a book out and read it to you. Maybe I will. So we redefined that word, and we really helped a lot of women feel better about themselves. And we gave advice on food and how to eat like a hot chick, basically telling women to thank you, coughing critters, for understanding that. Giving women permission to eat cupcakes and pizza and drink beer and not feel guilty about it and not be weird about it. And women are just obsessed over diets and trying to be a certain size. And this was also during the time when like skinny was really in. Skinny Bitch was a book that was like our competition.
Yeah.
And now you've taken a turn, and like
I think so.
TNA is in, like booties and boobs are in, and lucky for me, I'm an Italian girl.
Well, you are fantastic all the time.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, before and after of having a baby, you look fantastic. I just got to say that.
Thank you. It's all different, but it doesn't matter. I had my first baby at 40.
Shh. A lady never says her age. No,
no, I don't care.
I didn't ask it, but
so I feel good about that. Anyway,
you don't look a day over 25.
Thank you.
And that's
no Botox, no surgeries, no nothing, all natural, all of it, all natural, and
that's amazing.
Not like I'm judging anybody who has, but I do feel like it's a rarity in this business.
Well, sure. I mean, and that's the thing. Well, that's the thing too. A lot of people
filler and all kinds of things, and I don't really know how I feel about it. Like how I feel about the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not the only one to say that either. I mean, look at that. Not a day over 24.
24, Peter. Wow.
And everyone knows it. Well, and that's the thing too. It's I like to say like how you kind of live your life. What I've seen too, and what I've known, knowing each other for a couple of years on and off. It's about that. Have fun. Don't worry about shit so much. But everything obviously in moderation. And if exercise is normal, it's something that should be part of, I think, everybody's daily kind of activity.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, that's my book, Vinny. You're saying it all. Yes, all of the balance. Balance is
truly
live like a hot chick is about that. It's about finding balance in your work life and your social life.
Absolutely, yeah. Here's the other one too. Also available. These books are available on Amazon. You can type in Cerina Vincent's name if you don't want to write out the title and just go to books, or click the links. James Hayes has been dropping them. He's fantastic. I believe I think I should have them in the comment section of this video as well. And if not, I'll put them afterwards. But I'm pretty sure I do have some. But so I don't. Maybe we'll get you a couple more sales too. You never know.
There we go. Well, HarperCollins is getting the sales, but that's good for them. That's great. It's great. Yes.
Well, it's going to benefit you regardless. Yes. I would imagine.
Mostly, yes. We just want people to read them. Also, we wrote them 10 years ago. I wrote those in my 20s, so take it with a grain of salt. I don't stand by all the advice.
Well, again, in life things change here and there, but
we change, we grow. Yeah.
Right. So there's 3 books. There's also How to Feel Sexy, Find Confidence, Create Balance at Work and Play. So it is pretty much what we've been talking about anyway. It's You know,
Yep.
it is that balance essentially.
But we only have one life, right?
Right.
YOLO. So, like, how do we want to live it? And do we want to half-ass everything, or do we want to put our all into everything? And that includes fun, you know,
Yeah.
safely, of course.
It's true.
Hey, Amy Adams is in her 40s and doesn't P.S. Amy Adams and I, Hardboiled Entertainment, but Cindy Crawford and Nicole are much older. I think they're much older than 40. They look amazing too.
Mm-hmm.
Amy Adams and I were in acting class together. We were in the same acting studio, so we've known each other for many, many years.
Oh wow.
And yes, she doesn't, and she's stunning and an incredible actress. I actually introduced her and her husband. I didn't introduce them. We all knew each other in class, but I was like, you guys clearly like each other, so
Yeah, you gave him the little push.
Yeah. Let's get moving on this.
Look at that. You're Cupid as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, Peter, yeah, same thing. Yeah. 20.
I get totally like 28, but I'm 42. LOL, gym life is good. Yes, the gym life is good, Peter.
That's it. Yeah, keep active, and you're gonna be good. And again, it's not always easy. I know a lot of people have jobs where they're sedentary, and my job is pretty much that as well. I'm in front of the computer most of the time, but I try to get the workouts in the morning, go for a walk or a run, anything it's gonna help the body, because again, it's like she was saying,
you help the mind. It's all connected.
Absolutely. I've always been a firm believer in all that stuff. I mean, it's funny too. Going back for a second on what we were talking about, that in those kind of teen years, what you kind of learned really does sink in, and that's where your life usually goes, or that pattern. I used to study the Bruce Lee books when they had come out, and his philosophies and things. I mean, it all applied, and I was kind of like almost in a way. I mean, I was trying to do the training a bit, but at the same time, he had other messages in there because he had a bunch of different books.
Hold on a second. Hold on, Vinny. Mom. Hey guys, you guys are gonna get a treat. What were you saying to me?
I'm saying it's all good. He's up and we have 2 ounces.
Oh, awesome. Okay, he misses you clearly.
Yeah.
I'm live doing an interview. Okay.
Did you
what do you need?
get some more hormone?
We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, my what I have learned now being a new mother is you can't do really anything unless you have childcare, right?
Right.
So what's my to do with my family? I'll tell you in a second. So so my mom happens to be visiting, which is why I conveniently scheduled this for today. So she's currently watching my baby, and he's screaming.
Thank you, Mama.
So what is my favorite thing to do with my family? So I want to go back to what you were saying, Vinny, about Bruce Lee, because that's cool, but I want to answer that question real quick. I love being at home and having the fire on and candles lit and cooking and just relaxing and being together. That's my favorite thing.
Absolutely.
My favorite thing is I love to go out and get dressed up and do all those fun things, but then I can't wait to come home, put my sweats on and be done and just be cozy and be with those that I love.
For sure. Well, and that's the thing. Yeah. Life gets very hectic. I mean, at the end of the day, you want to spend it with good people.
Yes.
And family is top of the list.
Yeah. Wait, okay. So go back to Bruce Lee. What you were saying, his
philosophies and his teachings as well. Yeah. That's what I was kind of getting at. But I mean, I think there's something very, very good about that and that mindset. And I think just a lot of martial arts as well is that, you learn how to defend yourself, and some people just do it for exercise. There's all different reasons. But at the end of the day, it's like if you do become really great at something like that, you're not looking to pick fights. You're not looking for that kind of thing. They always kind of teach you to do the opposite, calm people down. There's no reason to get to that point.
Zen way of living.
Yeah. I mean, and my friend as well, Bram Frank, he's a grandmaster, an amazing martial artist, an amazing guy. I'm going to have him back on again. His first interview, we went like 2.5 hours.
Oh, fun.
He had amazing stories because when he was younger too, he had connections with Stan Lee and Frank Frazetta, like really amazing artists and writers back in the day. Because his father was an artist as well. So as a kid, he was sitting on the floor and getting kind of taught by all of them. And
That's so cool.
Which it's amazing too, because you look at him. And me, well, I know his background and like how deadly he could be and his training that he's done for the military and stuff like that. But then he is a gigantic fan of like all this stuff. He goes, Vinny, I'm a nerd. He goes,
Cool.
my house is like, it's filled with like, stuffed animals, Lilo and Stitch, statues, Conan the Barbarian things. To me, it's hilarious.
Humble, which is like one of the best qualities that everybody should have.
Truly.
We want to celebrate our accomplishments, but humble.
For sure. I mean, and that's part of it too. Like I remember when we first met as well. It was that I have a crowd around most of my tables when I go to conventions, and it's not because people really know who I am. Because in the world of comics, I haven't hit the big two companies, but people flock over because I'm very kind with them. I'm real, I'm humble, and a lot of these people don't have that, and it's kind of sad. And that's what we're kind of pushing to. Well, what we're pushing in this new kind of this indie wave, comics gate. There's all different kind of little groups, but for the main part is we're trying to create something special, and to have that good connection with fans again.
I love it. It's really great, and I just learned about all of this through you, but it's the only way to be. It's the only way to be, and I want to believe that, the good guy finishes on top.
Right, and the good guy's always fighting to climb up that mountain. Mm-hmm. So. Trust me, I know how it goes. Oh, we did have a quick question here too about Bruce's portrayal in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Truthfully, I didn't see the film. I kind of fell off with Tarantino movies a while ago. I think he's going to really weird directions. And I don't know. Like I liked his earlier stuff, but from what I've seen and heard, there's a situation that happens in that movie between Bruce and that stuntman character played by Brad Pitt. And Shannon Lee, Bruce's daughter, she said it too. That's completely fictional. It's BS. Her father was never like that. He had some cockiness to him, but he would never get into those kind of situations. Usually people would come after him. And from what I do understand, that story would have kind of been told through Gene, what's his name? Gene Lodell, I think his name is. He was a famous martial artist, wrestler, stuntman in Hollywood. And from what I do understand, and I heard a story about that, he tried to break Bruce's balls, and he picked them up because the guy was a beast. I mean, he was like all solid muscle. He grabbed him and kind of ran him around the set, and Bruce was yelling, "Put me down or I'll effing kill you." So he goes, no, if I put you down, you'll kill me. So he kept running around the set with him.
That's awesome.
But eventually they did put him down, and they laughed about it. And that's when Bruce kind of, because his thing about Jeet Kune Do, his martial art, was essentially to adapt more styles into his arsenal and in his martial arts. So he knew his grappling technique was off, and so they became friends anyway. But yeah, so again, Hollywood likes to.
I haven't seen the movie either because I have a baby and it's 3 hours long. So
yeah,
I can see it in pieces. But I want to. I am a Tarantino fan.
Yeah, for the most part I am, but some of his choices as of late have been very odd. But I might eventually see it, but I had no time anyway when it did come out.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, his first couple of movies were my favorites. I mean, I'll still go back and watch them. Reservoir Dogs is one of my favorites.
So good, perfect.
Oh yeah, and Pulp Fiction. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that either. But yeah. So we jumped to someone else's career. Let's go back to yours.
Oh, that's okay. No, Tarantino's good. I mean, look, Tarantino's listening. Tarantino gave us a quote for Cabin Fever. He's He was a big supporter of Cabin Fever, and
Oh, that's great.
Eli Roth are friends.
Oh yeah. They're pretty close, right?
Mhm.
And Robert Rodriguez as well, I
Yep.
believe. Wasn't it like the three of them that are
Yeah.
kind of they were supporting? I mean, it's amazing what he has done. I mean, his career has been
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah. So I mean, I know there's diehards out there. So again, no disrespect to him whatsoever. I'm just saying, certain writing choices or ways of going about things were a little bit over the top for me, but that's part of what movie making is, right? You want to be a little more over the top because again, it's a fictional world, or elements of it have to be over the top.
Yeah, I appreciate it because there really isn't anyone doing anything like
Right.
he's doing. I mean, he's totally unique.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah,
For
I mean,
sure.
that's art, right? Is that it's not always
Right.
for everybody.
Well, exactly. I mean, yeah, you can love things or hate things,
Yeah,
but
and totally okay.
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. Like even with like the new Star Wars movie it's going to be coming out. Like if you're in the chat, no spoilers. I know there's already people going off because they saw or they know what happened at the premiere, and people have been leaking it. Listen, it's entertainment. It's a movie. So
Yeah, I'm excited about it, and I don't like. I'm not a crazy. I love Star Wars, but I'm not like I don't know everything about Star Wars. So like, I will think it's great. Like I know that.
right.
And all the ones that everybody hates, I love. So, but
Well,
but I
wait,
understand the whole world.
yeah. Here's the thing. I mean, and again, it's a movie. People are
By the way,
fans of
my
certain.
baby. Is anybody watching The Mandalorian?
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, my baby. Well, my baby daddy is on the show as a stunt guy, so that's we'll talk about that later, Mike. But my baby is Baby Yoda. I'm not joking. I knew this is information that nobody has out there, not yet. I knew I was pregnant because I felt a presence inside of me.
You felt the force.
A consciousness inside of me. I felt the force inside. And I swear to God, it was the craziest thing. And so we called him Baby Yoda forever. He's our Baby Yoda. And now there's a Baby Yoda. And so when we watch the show, I'm like, oh my God, it's Nico. It's my baby's name.
So you were doing it before it even came out. That's amazing.
Yes. And he's like we called him Baby Yoda.
That's hilarious.
Baby Yoda. It's crazy.
Look at
So
that.
yeah,
amazing.
there's a little tidbit.
He's adorable. He really is.
He really is.
That's really fantastic. But oh my God, yeah, that show is so freaking great.
It's so
and one of my favorite comedians was just on the last episode.
Yeah, he was great.
Burr.
Yeah, Bill. Yeah, he's
great. He nailed it. Wow.
He did. He totally did.
That line had me cracking up. Nice shoes, and he's got a belt to match.
Yeah. Oh, you said it just like him. Yeah. He's good. It was good.
That was so great. Yeah. So I mean, like again, anybody, if you're a fan of stuff of certain fandoms or whatever, it's cool to be passionate about it. But if there's like that hate going on it, like I don't want to hear it. A lot of people don't. I mean, there's going to be enough vocalness on it, because I mean, as soon as it comes out, I'm sure the internet's going to explode.
Yeah.
Because again, there's diehards.
I'm not into like trashing something. I just don't get it.
Right. I would rather appreciate elements of stuff than go the other way with it, because I think it's too easy to be hateful and nasty. I mean, even the last one that came out, it got a whole bunch of blowback. But I'll give him one thing though: the guy is a good director. His story was horrible. The story he did was terrible. This whole thing of chasing with we're going to wait for them to run out of gas, and certain elements of you could see when producers and stuff start to give too much freedom instead of folling what
a lot of times producers are directing the movie. I don't know if anybody knows this, but as an actor we experience this. A lot of times producers, like the studio, the suits they call them, are directing the movie behind the director. They're telling the director what to do. And so who knows, like, and this is different in every situation. And I'm not saying that this is true in this situation, but that does happen in other situations.
Well, there's been there's a ton of people who do all the hard work of looking for this stuff. A lot of them are called the fandom menace. They have like all the info on that, and obviously Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger, from what I understand, they were making their own decisions, and that's what influenced the second movie. But since there was so much blowback, I think that's why they got JJ back, and they were trying to put a Band-Aid back on it, and then George Lucas they got back for reshoots and rewrites.
Interesting.
So like
I didn't know any of this.
again, I still want to see it because I love the original movies. Force Awakens I thought was really great. I still enjoyed that. It's the one before it was, you know, the Last Jedi was something that, again, well, when you go out of character, and here's the thing too. I mean, I don't mean to go on different tangents, but I think when you're telling a story and you're writing characters, you have to keep referring back to what made them who they were. And like Luke Skywalker, he's not somebody who would have given up, you know, that type of thing. He was a symbol of hope. So I think that's why a lot of people got upset with those kind of directions that they ended up going in. But again, it comes back down to the writing and knowing the characters.
That's fair. I totally appreciate that, and I think most actors would too, because when you bring a character to life, like you take all that into consideration, and you don't just want to like suddenly change who you are.
Exactly, because I remember Mark Hamill was very upset about what he had to do in that film.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
You know, so like if you hear it from the actual actors, then yeah, I think fans do have they can be very vocal about it because again, there's passion behind that. I totally agree. The stuff that the hate, I think there's no need to do that stuff. It's like you know how you do it. You vote with your wallet. Either if you don't want to see it or you don't like what's going on, then don't watch it. If you still want to know the story, just because you're a film goer and you enjoy that kind of stuff, go for it. You know, but I just want to kind of address that because
I completely agree.
Yeah, because that's kind of what's been.
It's a waste of energy, like
True.
To chat about something or to like go on. I mean, obviously, like if you're talking with a friend and you're just gonna say, no, I didn't like the movie and these are the reasons why, fine. But like to go on and on about it and like to chat about it online and to like post about it and to like trash it and bring it down. That's so much time wasted.
It's
to be used for like something much more interesting in your life.
Right.
Problem with Hollywood when it's run by suits when it should be run by creatives or creative adjacent types, more studio heads like junior instead of the ones like interesting.
Yeah, I'd agree with that too. Just well, going back on Mandalorian, Jon Favreau, that was his idea. He came up with it. He wrote the first 4. Was it Last Christmas? He said he took off. He wrote those. He went to Disney and was like, "What do you think? I got something cool here, right?" And they fell in love with it. So and again, I think it goes back to that, to the creatives. So thanks, Rob. But yeah, definitely someone who has a real passion for it is going to respect the material. Like I said, it goes the whole entertainment field, comics, movies, television. You need that element. If it's not there, fans alike, people will see it. You know. So again, everyone's got to. I
wonder what this new generation of fans is going to be like.
I'm curious as well, since I mean, a lot of kids are like they're glued to social media, and again, social media is this.
But then if you think about it, like TV is so much more beautiful than it was when we were kids, right?
Truly, oh yeah.
So, like, will they have like they like in one hand, I feel like they're not going to have an appreciation for like art like we do, but on the other hand, like they're seeing some pretty epic film and television.
Well, right, and that's the thing too. I think the quality of writing and the creative process will get better. But
it is better and better. Yeah.
Obviously, but I do think it's those type of people have to get into those higher positions. That's when you really see the change. You know what I mean? It's when those same types. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what like J.J. Abrams.
That it's like anything, right? We could easily turn this into a political conversation, but we won't.
Yeah, no, we won't.
But we won't. But it's just like anything, yeah.
Truly, but you know, as I was saying this too, like with J.J. Abrams, he came from that as well, right? He was a huge fan of Steven Spielberg, and that type of storytelling he was doing was, you know, very reminiscent of it. And obviously, he's like one of the biggest names right now in Hollywood. And there's a reason for it because he does have passion about what he's been doing. You know, people forget like Alias, those type of shows and things he was working on.
That's true.
You know, getting Star Trek back off the ground.
pause. You don't have to pause, but I'm gonna get my water that's across the room.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
I'll say hello to the chat while you do that anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, I did see a couple of other questions and stuff in here. Rob Morta, he says, yeah, TV is where it's at. That's for sure. Yeah, amazing shows like Breaking Bad. I think, like when it goes back to the writing, stuff like yeah, Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones. The quality of what they've been doing with writing and special effects. Yeah, it's absolutely
Amazing. Yeah.
Oh, we do have another question for you.
Cerina, dear, we hope to see you. And Amy is, oh my gosh, I would love to do something with Amy. I have such, I'm in such awe of her career, and I'm so proud of her and inspired by her. And she was an amazing actress in acting class. And we did a short film together called Pennies. I think you can find it out there somewhere. Many, many years ago. I don't even really remember it, but it does exist. So that would be awesome from your post to God's ears that we can work on something together.
Get her on the phone. Let's talk. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Mission Impossible 3 is the best. Wait, what?
Wait a minute.
Oprah Couchgate. What is that?
Oh, yeah, that's when Tom Cruise was jumping up and down on the sofa.
Oh, that's so funny.
About his wife. Oh, yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I had a brain fart too at that moment.
Oh, yeah, that was so weird that he did that. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh, we do have another question.
Mean girl that you play in movies and TV. Oh, I played a lot of mean girls. Let me think. Okay, well, here's the deal. Because underneath every mean girl is an insecure girl.
That's right.
Right? Because hurt people hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just say that first. So that's like my favorite part of playing mean girls is digging into why they're mean and like figuring out what insecurities are ruling them and making them behave this way.
Right.
So most recently I did a movie called The Work Wife where I play a total crazy psycho bitch. So check it out. You can get it on Amazon or iTunes. That was really fun. Nice. She was really mean, and it was fun trying to make that all like a reality and believable for myself.
That's awesome.
Cabin Fever, that character also wasn't very nice. But again, I gave her that character such a backstory that I hope that you can see through it, that she's just insecure and hurt and used and
for sure. Yeah. I mean, you really have to. I mean, once you get a role or something, I'm assuming you do have to get into the character's head totally. Otherwise, it's not going to be believable.
It's fun. It's like, psychology. It's like whenever you meet someone that's odd, that has like weird issues, and you sit around and talk with your friends and you're like, well, I wonder what happened to her, and like I wonder what her daddy issues are, and we talk about real people like this, right? And so it's fun to do it for characters.
What movie or television show was the most fun? Well, I'll say movie because it sounds like you had a lot of fun on the last TV series you did. But let's say, all right, what movie did you have the most fun working on?
It's really hard to choose what the most fun would be. There are definitely ones that were like really bad experiences, but we don't really need to talk about those, I guess. Yeah. But the two that are in my head are Cabin Fever, because we were all we really bonded as a cast. Yeah. So it was we had these natural friendships that formed, and I really feel like that chemistry helped the movie. Mm-hmm. That and Everybody Wants to Be Italian, which someone also mentioned. Because it was my first romantic comedy, and I always wanted to do play a role like that, and I had a lot of fun bringing that character to life. And again, it was really great people,
Yeah,
great
that's
actors,
amazing.
and
That's really great.
people. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, someone else. Yeah, Rob just asked that too, but yeah, he said great minds think alike. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's definitely a good thing.
Any
Just
other
going.
questions? I have to go feed my baby in a
Oh
second.
yeah, yeah, she gotta get going soon.
So
But real quick then, I'll
yeah,
cover a couple of my campaigns.
yeah. Let's
Then
talk about that.
then we'll jump off.
Oh my God, he's so good, you guys. I'm not just saying this. You're so good.
I need you to keep promoting my stuff. No.
No. Yeah, though this is just the beginning.
I'm gonna bring you everywhere I go, Cerina. No.
Okay. Well, also I can literally like only draw. I can draw bubble letters and a stick and like a stick figure man.
You're
And
more than halfway there.
and that's it. Like so it's just unbelievable what you can do.
Thank you. Yeah, this project is like the first like real solo one that I have that's out there. It is a post-apocalyptic action story.
So cool.
Yeah, it's about this woman who unknowingly has the power to save the world. This story is set very far into the future, where like all technology and power doesn't even exist anymore, really, except for this floating city in the sky.
So cool. What's her name? Oh, it's so beautiful.
Her name's Jess. It's Jessica, but yeah, throughout the course of the story, like I get more into it. Like issue 2 is going to have a lot more of her backstory and how she got there and the kind of world story that she came from. Because anyone who has it, and I fulfill right away too. So anyone who backed this project, I think they have it right now. I think Hard Boil actually received it today. If I saw up in the comments earlier. Which is amazing. But yeah, so this whole world, I mean, as you can see, like what I did with the concepts with it, yeah, it is a very dangerous place. There's no real technology except for that floating city and all the bad people who live in it. And
That's
like
so cool.
their ultimate goal is to prolong their lives. They want to live forever. So if they do find any survivors, they bring them back up there and they experiment on them. And in most cases, like 99% of the time, they're failed experiments and they get tossed back down. But they kind of look like a little bit like zombies. I mean, I'm going to have different types of them. So different parts of that world are going to be very dangerous, more dangerous than others. And like some of the scavengers, they're hidden like well below everything. So that was the point of why I said it so far into the future is like I had the thought of like Chicago. Like remember when they had the big fires and they just built the city on top of what was existing. So like what if I went even further with that? So it's like maybe there's been a whole bunch of different wars throughout the years, and they just kept rebuilding until one big one wiped almost everything out.
I love that. I love the idea of abandoning technology too.
Yeah,
just because I miss our world without technology. I mean, this is so cool that we're doing this, right? We could have never done that. Years ago, but
absolutely. But no, I know exactly what you mean, though.
I miss the world of just like you come home and like push a button and listen to your answering machine and see who called you. And when you went out for the day, you went out for the day, and nobody knew where you were.
Absolutely. I mean, we're 80s and 90s kids, so yeah, that's how we live life. We went outside, we played, we had fun, and even when as you got older, you did things that not everyone has to know about. You don't have to show pictures of every little thing that you're doing in the day.
Wow, it's so crazy.
So this book kind of was a little bit backwards on that regard, but it is still the future. So like the bad guys, their tech is really like over the top.
No, it's very cool.
So yeah, I mean, this project goes into crazy places and all the different things that I've liked over the years. I put my twist and certain elements into it. So this book is going to have a ton of different surprises, or this series rather. The first issue has been completed. Again, if you back it today, I mail it out tomorrow. That's how fast.
You guys back it. It's so good.
So, yeah, thank you, Cerina. You heard it from her first. Get over there. But yeah, so I have all different.
Bringing Vinny into. Are there new listeners? Does that happen with these things? Anyway, if someone didn't hear this, then like
oh yeah. Oh yeah. If anyone stumbles upon it, or if there's retweets.
You into a project that I'm doing because you're so good.
Oh, Thank you very much.
No, thank you. But
Um,
oh yeah, it's beautiful. Look at this.
so yeah, and then yeah, on this project, I have an exclusive. It's an exclusive tier. It's my volume 2 art book. It's a 52-page full color art book. That if you go to the top of the page, it's
Wow.
it's the featured tier. So I would highly suggest backing that. This is some of the artwork that's in there. It's like pinup
So
stuff,
cool.
superhero.
So
I have
cool.
mythology, all different kind of stuff. But a lot of people like my women because, again, the nice curves and the thickness. I'm not down for the skinny bitches. I
No
like,
skinny bitches.
right.
No skinny bitches.
We need to bring the hotness. But
Right.
the volume 1 book is still available as well, and there's a link to that if you guys want to check that out. It does have its own campaign as well, which is here. Again, all the links are going to be in the description and in the comments. And here's some of the artwork from that book, so people get a different
So cool.
feel of what's in there, and you might recognize some people.
Yeah.
Flaming Skullhead. That's not who you think it is, because I copyright issues and stuff. But yeah, my interpretation of certain characters, but you'll recognize who they are.
So good.
These books are available. Oh, by the way, Jason Momoa does have a poster size of this piece, the full image. This is only a close-up crop.
Does he sell it at his shows?
He doesn't sell it. I gave it to him personally, and he absolutely lost his shit over it. He fell in love with it, and I couldn't believe how cool of a guy he is. Again,
Can you look them up poster size and sell them, and he'll sign them? You could, right?
If he's definitely okay with that. Yeah. No. Well, and that's the thing. I used to, because a lot of the conventions I did, I was selling prints and doing different things. These books are kind of like, I got them all together and put them in these 2 volumes.
Yeah.
So it's easier for people to get. It's easier for me as well. Because dealing with like over 100 different prints got ridiculous.
Right. Too much. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not the convention scene isn't my main job. It's something that I do here and there. My main thing is creating, doing freelance work. So that's why I made it easier for people who want and can't really get to conventions too, because there's a lot of people who can't. So it's a little easier to get, like,
Black Lagoon. I love it. So good.
I met the actual. There's still one of them is still alive from the
Julie
Universal
Andrews.
Monsters. Huh?
Julie Andrews?
No. The guy who actually was in the Creatures.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's still alive. He's like 94, I think.
So can you pull up United Monster Talent Agency, and can we show it to everybody in a minute when you're done with this?
Say that again.
United Monster Talent Agency. It's a short film that I did with Greg Nicotero, who created who did does The Walking Dead.
Oh, awesome.
And all the effects on all the biggest, coolest movies. And he recreated all the monsters from all these films that we know and love, and I recreated Julie Andrews' character and the scene from Creature from the Black Lagoon, and it's the first 30 seconds.
Oh, wow.
It'll be fun.
That's amazing.
Pull it up.
Do you know the site? I went to type it in, but it wasn't coming up.
Oh, you can pull it up on YouTube. It's on there.
Oh, okay.
Is that weird? Is that possible?
Yeah, I should be able to do that. Hold on a sec.
I don't have to, but it's fun.
Well, it'd be very cool anyway. See, I should have showed you some of the stuff beforehand. We could have got it set up.
I actually did know that you did this because I stalked your stuff the other night, and I meant to tell you. We can save that, or everybody, when we're done here, go watch United Monster Talent Agency. It's a short film. It's so good. Then tweet me or Instagram me and tell me how much you like it.
It's about.
Actually, I'll post. I have a picture. Actually, hold on. Pause.
I think I have it.
Pause. I'm coming back.
Okay.
Here's a photo from it. Can you see that?
Oh, hold on. I'll blow you up. There we are. Oh, wow.
Anyway.
Wow. I'm going to need a copy of that.
Yeah, it's very cool.
That is amazing.
So anyway, watch it. It's all in black and white, and it's very cool.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
It's 8 minutes. It's about 8 minutes long.
Yeah, you can literally we can watch the opening section. I think it's like 30 seconds that I'm in it.
Hold on a second. I'll just slide it over.
There it is.
Let me know if volume is there. If the volume is there.
Okay,
Can you hear it?
that's me. I can't.
Oh, you can't?
No.
So then hold on 1 second. I just have to stop sharing for a minute and then do it again and check off a box. Hold on. Share audio. Okay. It should work now.
I'm here. Hurry.
All right, everybody, the next setup is on the deck of the Rita. Let's go.
All right.
That was great.
So you guys can watch the rest of it later, but it's a really fun, and you'll recognize all these great creatures and monsters from all these great movies and Greg Nicotero and the artists at his shop recreated all these monsters, with their hands.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
I love Greg Nicotero.
He's great. And then I got to do that part in there.
That's
So
cool. I used to write with Tom Savini back and forth back on
Yeah.
AOL like years and years ago. I love those special effects guys.
Yeah.
They are so cool because I came from the toy world and and my brother is a sculptor, so like we used to chat with him back and forth and stuff.
That's so cool. Yeah, so all these guys.
It's pretty well. I don't know them that well, but at least back then I was a little more familiar with Tom. But yeah, no, I appreciate everything that they do. The work that they put into it is just unreal.
That's a rad one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the cover to my sketchbook. Yeah, I love this kind of stuff. The sugar skulls and
So good.
Yeah, it's and that's the thing. It's putting your all into all the projects that you do. It's really amazing. I do have a campaign I'm gonna be launching in February or maybe even like the last day of January. It's Through the Woods, the collected edition. So this is going to be all 3 books, the full story all together. It's 96 pages, and that's going to launch on the beginning of February or the end of January.
Cool.
I'll just show the cover real quick. Should be this one. But yeah, so here's the full
cool.
Finish up the campaign, and then I'll be launching it in about a month-ish, a month and a half. So yeah, and this is my ghost story. My brother co-wrote it with me. That's Frankie. Yeah, you met Frankie, I think, in one of the Supercons.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, so there's been a ton of different projects, a lot of great things happening. So yeah, we're going to keep people updated as well as things move forward, especially what we're working on as well. So yeah, I want to thank everybody in the chat who stopped by.
Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. This is my first time doing anything like this, so.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
you're a blast, and you're so good and so talented. So it was a blast. So thank you.
I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
You're a fantastic person. Everybody, anyone, please check out Cerina's work. Again, her movies.
Follow me on Instagram at Cerina Vincent and Twitter at Cerina Vincent, and you can right now see a lot of pictures of my cute little baby.
That's right.
And also what I'm up to next.
Again, so yeah, that's good. That's all in the description as well. I know I put your Twitter there, but yeah, so everybody check that out. Again, her handle's everywhere. It's at Cerina Vincent. So please support her, check her out. Amazing person. Rewatch this video, send it out to everyone else you know. Please subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, do whatever you got to do at YouTube. I'm not even fully aware of how it all works, but you know, word of mouth is a good thing, and yeah, it helps all these projects. So
Absolutely right.
thank you, everybody.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Frankie's actually, he was in the chat. I just saw him now.
I watched Sneak Attack in the Middle. Oh, is that creepy of me? Hi and bye. No, it's not creepy. I
Not-
appreciate it.
Not creepy at all.
Not creepy at all.
No.
All right. Thank you, Vinny. You're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Love.
Remember, be good to one another, and
Right.
keep being amazing. Later.
Love. Mwah.